Well, hello everybody. This is Chris with Reptiles and Oddities, and hopefully y'all can hear me over these two little maracas that are going on. So, these are my two Western Diamondbacks, and they are both brothers from a same clutch. And it's been kind of interesting how I first got them. But first off, I am from Oklahoma, and I have my license to keep venomous snakes. So, and they are in a venom proof enclosure, which is a 20 gallon, but the 20 gallon has these tracks on it, allows that kind of glass to slide on top, and there's a lock, so you can see in the scratches on the glass from that lock, that goes on it. And yes, I used a hook to open the aquarium. And the 20 gallon is made up of lava rock, that's found in northwest Oklahoma, driftwood found in Lake Texoma, another piece of driftwood that's found by Lake Texoma, sand from Lowe's, and a water bowl that I kind of spilled water around when I was filling it up, and a frosted background. This is it for them right now because I got them when they just had barely even a button on, like 2 buttons. But the Western Diamondback Rattlesnake is also scientific name is the Cortolus atrox. I hope I said that right. If I don't crucify me on that one. But these little rattlesnakes, their native kind is found in the southwest part of the United States, everywhere from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, all the way down into Utah, I think all the way over to California. Now they have a wide range. There's also known as an eastern diamondback that's found more around Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, and all that. That has the same diamonds, just a lot darker. Now these are not going to look like the wild type because these are pastels. The one back there is a true pastel, while this one is a lighter one, but it's more het pastel. Just can't get over that little maracas on the bottom. That's just so cool. Now how do I get these? Well, there was a gentleman, I'm not going to say his name, but I bought them from him. He gave me a deal, $120 for both of them. I was like, hell yeah. So I gave him $100. And I said I was going to pay him $20 later on if I could do that. He said, yes, sir, you definitely can. He jumped the gun and tried to register me as a scammer and all that stuff, trying to slander my name and all that before the time was due. But I ended up paying him after he took down every post and all that. I just wish people would actually work with you more. So it just sucks when people are out there that are like that. But that was then, this is now, and these little rattlesnakes have been growing, and they're actually really calm. They've never struck at me, even though they look like they're about to right now, and I will not still put my hand in front of there because it looks like they are about to right now. Okay. But yeah, and before anybody asks, yes, they do have their venom glands and everything like that. They're still toxic and everything, and they have, I believe it's a called herotoxic kind of venom that attacks your muscular and cellular system. And let's say you get bit in the arm. If you tourniquet it, you're probably going to lose your arm because it's going to turn that arm black. So it's really bad news. If you do get bit by these, the best thing to do is stay calm. Try to do breathing exercises to lower your heart rate, and tell whoever is with you to drive as fast as they can with their flashers on to get you to the hospital. But I will also say this, if you're looking to keep a venomous snake, don't just jump into the game and go get it. Start off small, start off with non-venomous snakes that act like venomous snakes. Work with more cantankerous non-venomous snakes. Or get trained by someone that knows venomous snakes, that had venomous snakes, to let you be able to work with them. Me, I've been working with venomous snakes for my whole teenage years because I used to live in northwest Oklahoma, where we came across with prairies, Massasaugas, and Western Diamondbacks. So, which here in Oklahoma, same as Texas, we have a sport that is a festival, more or less to say, which is pretty grim. Now I'm going to tell you a little story because this happened to me, and it just sucks when you grow up with parents and step-parents that demonize these things and won't understand why somebody can love an animal like this. Okay, so The first one that I was drugged to, I was, I don't know, 9 or 8 years old. My stepdad took my mother and I and my brothers to the Warika rattlesnake hunt. I did not want to go. That was also a time when iguanas were sold too. You could fish for these little plastic fish. You win, you won an iguana. Yeah, it was that time. Okay, but I did not come home with an iguana. But I do remember they had me take a picture with one of these rattlesnakes, and the rattlesnake had its mouth sewed, stitched up, so it couldn't bite. That snake just felt lifeless because it was in so much pain. It was so disgusting, and I was forced to go and take a picture with it. You gotta know my stepdad was an evil son of a bitch. That it was his highway or no highway. I said that wrong, but I don't care. But we're not gonna go down that road. But yes, I remember that. I remember seeing the snakes in the den, but we only went on a Saturday, so we didn't see what happened on Sunday. So we left, and I was wanting to save every rattlesnake that I saw in the pits, knowing they were going to meet a grim fate. Okay, now let's move up a few years. When I moved up to my dad's when I was 11 or 10, I lived in a town called Winoka, Oklahoma, which is in Woods County. There they have the oldest rattlesnake hunt. And I was again forced to go and everything like that. They said it was great to hang out with your friends and all that stuff and go there. And yeah, I went slowly because I was just trying to get every rattlesnake out of the den. I was trying to tell the people I'll buy them and all that stuff, and they had no money. I tried to do different things, tried to save these animals. Because when it came to Sunday, on Sunday, they pulled a flatbed trailer out, a gooseneck trailer, and the judges will be on there to judge the length of the snakes. Once the lengths are checked and how much it weighs, it is then placed on a table, and the machete is used to chop the head off. Then the animal is held up, and pliers are used to pull the skin off, and the guts are cut out, and the meat is thrown in one bucket, the guts go in another bucket, and the skin goes in another bucket. The skin is used to make boots, belts, keychains, pieces for hats, and just stuff like that. Okay. You go into a lot of your Native American stores or and even truck stops, stuff like that in the West, you'll see rattlesnake skinned items and stuff like that. And yeah, it's truly horrific and all that stuff. To someone that loves these animals, it's horrible of what grim fate they're faced. Okay, I know I was asked a lot to go on these snake hunts and all that stuff, and I just would refuse because I knew what's going to happen to them and all that, and I was called weird when that happened. And I mean, it's just all weird, and it's just I don't want to take no part in it. So yeah, and another thing that does happen during the snake hunts, because they start hunting them in the spring when it starts warming up after February and into March. That's when they start looking for them, because the snake hunts are typically in May. A lot of times they would actually go over to the dens and pour gas in there and light it, or just pump it up with a fumable gas, flushing the snakes out, which also makes that den uninhabitable. So the snakes won't go to that, the ones that do make it. Other animals that are in there will end up dying. And then you'll see on like TikTok and YouTube all these shorts of people lifting their houses, lifting barns and little sheds up, and a bunch of rattlesnakes around it. Well, when you destroy dens, they have nowhere else to go. They got to go find somewhere to live and brumate during the winter. So yeah. And we know, like in Oklahoma, Kansas, I believe, in Texas, there's snake hunts like that. In the east, I believe I was told that they've been switched over to conservation, and I just wish the other rattlesnake hunts like that over here in the west will actually change to conservation, because there's some places that you've noticed that in certain areas finding a rattlesnake is getting harder and harder, and other animals are becoming more rampant, like rabbits and field rats and etc. And people are complaining like, oh, there's rabbits destroying my garden and etc. Well, if you wipe out the predator in that area, like the western diamondback, well, the prey just explode in population because you take the predator out. You disrupt the whole ecosystem, and that's all these snake hunts are doing. Okay, rattlesnakes are not as common like people say they are. When you talk to some people, they say, oh, we're doing these snake hunts, we're regulating the population. What are you talking about? They say, well, when you walk out, it's like you can't pass a bush without there be a rattlesnake. Bullshit. That's not like that. I've lived in West Oklahoma. I've hiked all over the hills out there. I've went on nature hikes. I've went camping. And I've only found just a handful of rattlesnakes. Okay, I find more king snakes and rat snakes than anything else. You really have to look for a western diamondback to come across one out there, or just travel at night too. And how many people out there are up at night? Not many. So yes, but these two western diamondbacks right here, these specific two, they're going to stay in my care. I'm going to raise them up. We're going to see if we can keep these things up until I'm like 70 years old. The oldest one that I've heard that's in captivity, and it's a western diamondback, I think her name's Sue, if I'm correct. But she was, or is still alive, I don't know for sure. She was 45 years old last time I heard, so now that's pushing maybe 46 or 47 years old. So nobody truly knows how old these snakes live, but yeah. But these snakes right here, I'm making sure the diet stays on key. I make sure their temperature and the humidity stays to a certain degree and all that. They have a full cave system in here within these rocks. They can go in. It's a little humid in there, so if they want to get there, they want to climb up here, they can do whatever they want. And once they get a little bit bigger to get out of this 20, they're going to go into a 4 foot by 2 by 2. I'll probably end up separating them then. I'm not 100% sure right there. But I do, when I do feed them, I do separate them so there won't be no mishaps, nobody stealing somebody else's food, or someone actually getting bit. So I do make sure I separate them then. And I do work with them on a hook, and I'm going to try to calm this down just like right now. They don't really rattle that much. They calm down. That's what's awesome about these two little ones. So yeah. And eventually, whenever we get the reptile facility going, they're probably going to go in a 10 foot by 6 foot wide setup. A humongous setup that has a land run in it. And the run will be kind of like the side of a cliff, I guess you can say. If you know geographic places and all that, when I say a run, you know what I mean. Somewhere you think you would, like you look at somewhere in Google Maps, you think, oh yeah, there'd be a western diamondback there. That's what I want to build. So yeah. Okay guys, well, I'm going to get out of here, and I will catch you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed this video on these beautiful, beautiful western diamondbacks. And next week, I don't know, I might film my timber rattlesnake and give y'all a little history and care on this one, kind of like how I did with this. So yeah. Also, another great thing about keeping western diamondbacks that are native, you can find them here in Oklahoma, you don't got to give them no special heat. They have a light, that's it. They have room temperature in here, and they are thriving. So that's what's great about keeping native style species. So yes. Okay guys, I am going to get out of here. Y'all have a good one. If y'all like this channel or like this kind of content, give a thumbs up. And if you think these things are beautiful, give a thumbs up. Oh, what? I put my fingers up above. He's investigating. Look at that. Look at that. Ain't that just something right there? Yeah, sorry, came out of focus a little bit. I was watching the snake more than the camera. So, you just want to make sure you don't get bit. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Bye-bye.